guys, thank you and welcome to Influencer Talk. I'm here with my girls, Miss Anna, uh, Nancy, and Amber. And so I'm gonna let them go ahead and briefly introduce themselves since this is our first episode, so y'all can get to know them. And don't forget to follow them on social media and hit them up and show them some love because I said so. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Miss Anna, and then we're gonna go to Nancy, and then we're gonna go to Amber.
Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Miss Anna. I do all things home decor, interior design, interior decorating. The main thing that I do is I am in the process. If you don't follow me on social media, I'm in a family home. I've been given permission to basically, within reason, redecorate, redesign whatever I want in here. And I've been doing it room by room. I have been most active on Instagram. I need like a ton of help in terms of like a team to record, because I found out the hard way, doing it yourself is a lot of work. So I'm able to stay up to date on Instagram, Miss Anna's Home Decor, and I'm working on the YouTube. So all those things are coming. Website is up, but it's gonna have more information. mahddesignsllc.com. And yeah, that's really it about me so far. So check me out.
Okay, and then Nancy.
Hi everyone. So I see my name is showing as Zuri, which is my daughter's name, because during quarantine she was using my laptop for Zoom. So forgive me for that. I got to figure out how to switch it up. But I'm Nancy, owner of Zuri Culture, all things African, mostly fashion. I also do run 3 Caribbean restaurants in Atlanta, Fireside ATL, check us out on Instagram, and Zuri.culture on IG for all things African, like what I got out.
Period. Okay.
Representing today. I was like, let me just put on something African and colorful today.
Right. Because
so I say I got my vitamin D.
Period. Okay. All right, Amber. What did you?
All right. Hello, my name is Amber, or AP. I guess you say I'm an entrepreneur. Now I am on a journey of becoming an esthetician, and I'm an accountant, and I have my own vending machine business. And I have my own podcast, which I kind of been away from for a minute, but you can check me out at Smell the Roses podcast, or follow my page at iamaprose on Instagram, and my website as well. Hi.
All right, so y'all met the team. Y'all already know who I am. We're not finna play these games. I'm Nae from BLACKpreneur, the CEO and founder. I'm a mom, a mogul, an influencer. Everything you want to put on my head, every hat, I am that, okay? And so I've been in business for myself a very long time. Started out as a magazine and now a full-blown media company. So you're looking at the next big house media company. So that's why we're doing this today. We want to bring y'all the real for Black women in business for themselves, and our perspective and the things that we go through and things that we may experience. So today, our topic is customer service in business. And this is one of Nancy's topics. So I'm going to let her go ahead and lead the conversation, and we're just going to talk about it.
Yes. So for me, as somebody that runs a day-to-day operation of 3 restaurants, 45 employees, this is a question that I have daily, like, what is good customer service? And I also feel like as a Black business, we do get judged more when it comes to customer service, no matter what we do, no matter what we bring to the table. However, when people do go to Legal Seafood, Olive Garden, you know, the kind of attitude they bring to us, they don't take that there. And they tend to give them a pass because, like, for instance, McDonald's will forget to put ketchup in your bag, or a fork or a straw for your milkshake, but you still go there and stay in the drive-through line for 45 minutes just to get your mocha frappe. But we forget to put a fork or extra gravy on your oxtail, and here goes straight to Google and write up the longest review, things that didn't happen, and then add to things that happened to make it juicier for the reader or the general public. So my question to you ladies is, like, how do we handle these kind of customers? Like, what is good customer service? And are we as Black businesses put on a different level than, white businesses as far as customer service is concerned?
I'll take a stab at it first and say, yes, we are put under more scrutiny and more pressure. I can speak for only my point of view, the way I've observed businesses over the years, businesses that are not Black owned versus Black owned. And I think that from what I've noticed over the years, when Black family, Black business individual, whoever it may be, decides to go into business for themselves, they are looked at with a higher level from their own community, from the Black community. They're expecting more, because to be a Black business owner, you're stepping outside of the box anyway. So you're already under a higher level of scrutiny from your own people, not necessarily negative, but they just want to see, okay, this person or this family is stepping out to start a business of their own. Let's see what they can do different from the counterpart, for lack of better words. Can they provide above and beyond what the counterpart does? So I'll know I don't have to go to A, I can come here to my people. And then when that doesn't happen, like you said, the slightest thing, again, under the scrutiny, because there's a high expectation for us, from us, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. I've been struggling with that, especially during the pandemic, because we did get a lot of support. The pandemic was a blessing and a curse at the same time, because we did get a lot of support from our people, but the struggle was the standard that we were being held to. I find that every day we're getting a Google review. Of course, it comes to my phone, my laptop, wherever, and it's always the slightest thing, like yesterday, Saturday, what's today, Saturday? So Thursday, for instance, at one of my locations, the young lady forgot to put a fork in the gentleman's bag. She said she did. He said there was no fork. The first thing he did, literally 10 minutes after he left the restaurant, was go straight on Google, give her 1 star, and wrote a long review about how he wasn't given a fork, and was his favorite restaurant. It's not anymore now. Not giving you a fork is not a reason to not be your favorite restaurant anymore. Like, give us something else. Like, the customer service was horrible. The food was horrible. You didn't get enough food, something, but just not getting a fork, I found very, I found it very strange that he could have easily just come back for another fork or stop at the nearest restaurant. Not saying that we were right by not giving him a fork, but that was not a reason to just write us off. Then called and gave hell on the phone, and then came back the next day and asked for a free plate of food because we forgot to put fork in his food. And his bag.
Wow. I think I would say in our community, I would just say it's like it was a crabs in a barrel type of mindset. Is when you do go into business as a Black business, we like to pick apart each other, whoever business we go to. It's like we are more opinionated when it comes to a Black business than a national brand. And I'm not sure why. Well, I mean, I know why, because just how slavery was back in the day. We have the slave mindset. So that's where it started from. But it's like when we try to do good, our own people is the one who kind of screw us over when we are here to help the community, to help our people, and we are getting, you know, all these bad things are happening to us from our people. So to me, it's just the mindset that we were brought into. And I'm just not sure how we're going to get out of that mindset, because so many people are trying to be entrepreneurs right now in this time. And I mean, and also not everyone is able or capable of being an entrepreneur as well. So it's hard to try to understand that we're providing great customer service, but it's also, you can't, you know, try to have people understand that you're a business as well as any other national brand business. You know what I mean?
I agree with all y'all are saying, but there is something that I want to bring home to anybody that's watching, is that we're human. So we're going to make mistakes. And it's funny how we are so quick to scrutinize or criticize an individual for not doing something that we feel like it should be done. So there's also a level of entitlement that I feel like goes around with certain individuals. They feel like they have to have some type of level of service that is nearly impossible. I feel like the scenario that Nancy just presented to us was an individual that's never going to be satisfied. But also, I need people to open up their mind just a little bit more and think about, just because we are tagged as business owners, every individual is technically a business, whether you own a business or not. You're a business. How you talk to people, what you don't say, what you do say, what you don't do, what you do, how you piss this person off, but you made this person's day better. Everybody is some sort of a business. You're not going to be able to people please every single person in business. And that's what I've learned, is that there's somebody that's always going to complain. But when you put up the complaints and the negativity against all the good that you have done, it doesn't even carry any weight. Like, sir, it was a fork. Okay, it was a fork. Like so a few years back, I hosted a basketball tournament, y'all, and this guy just kept complaining for no reason. And it didn't sit right in my spirit. And I knew that he was going to be one of those type of guys that would like wait to get on court and fake an injury. There are certain people that are out here that are just waiting for an opportunity to try to bring you down, because that's what they do. I have learned as well over the years that there's going to be haters. Let them do their job. They're haters. Let them do that. That's their job. That's their job. You're going to have your supporters, you're going to have your haters. So let them do their job. So when it comes to good customer service, I feel like your restaurant did the best that they could. Sometimes we forget napkins, we forget straws, we forget utensils, but it's not something where you call a restaurant super angry and just be acting all crazy, leaving a Google review and just all the mess. Because at the end of the day, guess what? He gonna be back.
Yeah, it seems like that's something he does all the time to all different restaurants. It seems like that's his MO.
Yeah, he's gonna be back.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So have any of y'all had any other customer service experiences with your personal business, or people liking or not liking what you put out?
Currently with the home decor, not so much. They actually like it so far. I don't know if I said it in the beginning, but I also write. I haven't been writing in a while, and I haven't published any books in some time. In regards to that, there were a couple of people that did not like they didn't like certain aspects of what I did do, the publishing. And it was solely because of what my focus was on. I would get a lot of entries from other people that would just want to, they wanted to publish certain types of stories. And at the time I was focused on getting a message across to our people. So it was a lot of, whether it was romance novels, education books, books on mental health. I was trying to reach our people at the time. So that was my sole focus. And there were other people that wanted to put out other things from other cultures. And I just wasn't open to that at the time. When I returned to writing, because I may change and open up, but at the time I wasn't open to it because it was a strong push, for mental awareness at the time, for our people struggling with certain illnesses. And I just was focused on that at the time. So there were a couple of reviews. They liked the work that was out at the time, but they didn't like the fact that there were kind of a couple of doors. They felt doors were closed to other avenues. But I think that because there's so many other publishing houses that were larger in name that were open to other avenues, I felt that to come to a smaller publication and just want to demand, hey, open your doors to this, was a little bit unreasonable at the time, when you saw on the website at the time that our focus was Black culture, African-American culture, Caribbean culture. That was the focus at the time. So in that regard, yes.
Okay. And so, because I think writing is personal. It's like the artwork behind, it's personal. It's like whatever I decide to pen, whatever I decide to put down, this is personal. Like, right. So it's hard when I hear people say, well, I didn't like it. Well, it was a personal writing.
Right.
It's almost like a love letter, right? In some cases, almost like a love letter to yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, like, when I hear people say that, it's just, why, guys? It's personal. It's like everything I do. What she say?
I'm sensitive about my.
Like, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So what else? Like, okay, so we talked about the negative side of customer service. What about the positive sides of customer service? Because I know me in particular, I definitely try to deliver more than what it needs to give, as we say nowadays. And I pride myself on it, like being prompt, answering the question, even if my client does not understand at that moment, and they ask for more clarity, I will take the time out to give more clarity, even show examples, show the results of this and that, and do maybe even like a trial and error situation. Like, okay, let's try this. We're going to try your way, and then we're going to try the way that I suggest. But I wanted you to see the difference of the results of X, Y, and Z. Even to the point where some may have my personal phone number, so like there is a lot of great organizations and companies out here that deliver above and beyond customer service. So let's talk about some really good examples of it. Like, think of a business where you patronize them and it really kind of just resonated with you. Like, you was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be back. Yes, like y'all did that. So think about a business like that, and then we're going to talk about that experience.
I know Chick-fil-A is number one for customer service, even though, they not open on Sundays and, they not with certain group of people, but Chick-fil-A, that customer service.
But why I be having cravings for Chick-fil-A on Sundays though?
On Sunday, like you pass it up, like, okay, let me stop by. No line.
Right.
Okay, so that's part of their marketing scheme. It just came to me. So
It is.
They leave you, you go to Chick-fil-A to get whatever, the chicken, the waffle fries, whatever it is. And you get it on a Saturday and your mouth is still watering when you wake up Sunday. You're like, dang it, it closed. I'll be there Monday. That's how they get you. I gotta get you.
It's
That's how
crack.
they get you.
It is 100% crack. I'm telling you.
So I have a confession. So I go to Chick-fil-A to recruit employees.
That is so smart. Oh my
That
God.
is real young.
I'm a fast food person, and I discovered Chick-fil-A 5 years ago. Believe it or not, just 5 years ago. Because I not discovered. I always drive by. I didn't have a reason to stop by. So my sister calls me one day and she's like, "Hey, I'm thinking of getting a Chick-fil-A franchise. What do you think?" And I'm like, "I always see it and the line is long. What is it about?" She's like, "What do you mean?" So my sister practically like thought I was gonna go to hell because I'd never been to Chick-fil-A. So I went there. I said, "Let me see what." She's like, "Make sure you get a lemonade. Tell them to mix it with sweet tea." I said, "Okay, whatever you want me to get." Got a spicy chicken sandwich and the lemonade I was ordered to get mixed. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty good. Not your average burger or fast food, whatever." So I went back, of course, and I'm like, the customer service is impeccable. So whenever I'm short-staffed, I would go there. Unfortunately, 90% of the time I get helped by a manager. So it's hard to recruit a manager. You want to get an associate. So I always see the name tag, it says manager. I'm like, I'm a little scared to say something to the manager because how do you tell a manager, do you want to come work with me? Right. But I have recruited a few employees from there. I always offer, I never offer to take them away, but I always offer them, if you're looking for a part-time job, to add to what you're looking for. Now, when they come in, once their foot is in the door, then I can try to lure them into leaving Chick-fil-A. But I have gone there, ashamed to say. But I have gone there and so few employees. They do. I have no idea how they get them or what kind of training. I would love to get my hands on their training handbook, or I have no idea how they do it, but they've got the customer service is impeccable. I've never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A.
Same. Same.
That's like genius, though. I'm sorry.
They have it down pat. They have it down pat. I think one of the things that as people, for me, when I go to any business, be it food, whatever, I look for a total package. So I look for customer service because, of course, that's on top. I look for presentation, because the way the place is presented to me, especially if it's food, is very important because food nurtures the soul. So how clean the place is very important to me. How the food is presented is important to me. The taste of the food is important to me. So like if I could get those three things in that one package, I have no complaints. If I can get two out of the three, I have no complaints. As a business owner, the older I get, the more passes I give because I'm more understanding from a business owner standpoint. I'm always looking at it as if this was my business. We're not perfect. We all make mistakes. And what people tend to forget also is like when they go to write a review, you have to understand 80% of the time, you're not actually dealing with the business owner. When you go into a place of business, you're dealing with associates who don't care about the business. They're just associates. They're there for a paycheck. They don't even want to be there, so here you are chastising the business or the business owner, but you didn't even encounter them. You encountered the employee who would act different when the owner of the business is there versus when they're not there. But I have had some really good experience with minority-owned businesses. They're not all so bad.
No.
I can't say everybody is trying. Everybody is trying. And we just need to be a little open-minded and not hold everybody to such high standards,
I agree. I 110% agree. What other business have y'all had like amazing customer service?
I feel I shouldn't feel bad saying this one, but it really honestly is true. And it's another restaurant, but it's owned by a family member of mine. And I'm not saying it because they're family. That's why I'm like, I feel bad because it sounds like I'm doing a shameless plug, but I'm really not. It's really a great atmosphere, great environment, great food. It's a restaurant called Crave here on the East Coast where I'm at. Caribbean American food. They also hold events. There's one coming up tomorrow, an event that they host every year. They didn't get to do it last year because of the C word. I don't know if I can say it on here, but they didn't get to hold it last year. They hold events. They sponsor, what is it that, it just escaped me, Sip and Paint or Paint and Sip, where you, what is it? They host that from time to time. This was pre the C word. They would host those. The food is excellent. Sometimes you'll get the chef to come out, and I'm not saying that because he's family, he's an in-law, it's really true. Sometimes he'll come out to you, see how you've enjoyed the food, what else they can do to make things better. But really there's nothing because it's really a great atmosphere. They provide the atmosphere. They have brunches, you name it. And the staff there is great. The staff, sometimes you know them by name, because if you frequent there, obviously you're going to see them, but they also make it a point to know who you are too. They don't just, hey, welcome, can I seat you? They make it a point to interact with you. That's the best, when I've been able to go, that's the best service I've had. Even since the C word, they, you can pick up your order, or they'll deliver, and still great customer service even during that. Impeccable. I have like no complaints. They're rated, I can't remember how many stars. I know they're up there for their area. They're well known. It's one of those places that, you know, if you mention them, people will most likely know what place you're talking about. And it's known for upscale dining. Their prices are not outrageous. You know, there are certain type of dishes with Caribbean food in terms of seafood that can be kind of pricey. It's still up there, but it's still reasonably priced for what you're getting, you know, depending on the season, and, you know, if you're able to catch certain fish, things like that. You take that into consideration. It's reasonably priced. They're not overpriced, very friendly. My mother loves them. And again, it's not because they're family, but the food is great. The food is great, and she loves to eat. So if you mention you want to take her there, she'll be your friend for life. Delicious food. And customer service, like I said, impeccable. I don't know what, like Nancy was saying, I don't know what, in terms of training, they do with their staff. It's great. Great.
I would love to know, because I also do run a Caribbean restaurant, and you know, I think Caribbean restaurants do have this preconceived notion of having rude people working behind the counter, or it's always somebody's auntie or uncle or grandmother behind the counter, and the service, because they're older, the service is bad, but the food is good, so people keep going. So I've always wanted to change that. So I would love to know, you know, and my thing is, well, if I hire mostly younger people, then, and mix it, not necessarily say I'm only hiring young people, because I do have employees that are 60, I have employees that are 17. So I try to mix it up, but I would love, since they're family members of yours, I would need some notes to find out, you know, because that is a challenge also. Training older people can be a challenge because their mind is set in a certain way, and it's so hard to convert them and say, no, you have to greet every customer that comes in, and when they leave it. I even use like Dollar Tree. As an example, as soon as you open that door, they don't know who is walking in. They say, hi, how you doing? They don't even look up to see who's walking in, you know? And then and then you have the challenge of the younger ones who would rather be on their phone than look up to say hi to a customer, you know, so you have to train them. But I'm literally shopping for a great customer service handbook that I could just like on video that I can make everybody watch before they start, or, you know, just something to help, or some kind of demonstration. So help me out.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, guys. Well, if you're watching this episode, if you have had any good customer service experiences, please let us know down below, because we always want to hear those stories so we can support, because we know there's businesses out there really doing it, really helping people, and really like delivering the best that they possibly can. And like, comment, share, and subscribe. Oh my God, I gotta get used to this. And the only reason I know that is because I hear my kids say it. So we'll be back for another episode. Check us out. Follow us on IG. Hit us up if you need us. Thank you, ladies, again for a great conversation. And we are out, guys.
So next time.